680's Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, the Bank of Canada has pulled, it's a little windy out here right now. The bank has pulled the trigger on another interest rate. Whoa. And it means we're going to, there we go. Going to be paying more for things like variable rates, mortgages, and also moving the loonie. Can you hear me?
Roger needs some hairspray. Can we get him some hairspray, please? Yeah, indeed, Roger, Bank of Canada with another interest rate hike, the third since last summer. So the key benchmark now up to 1.25%. The bank said we're doing this because the economy is improving, the job market's improving. They did, though, say we don't know when the next rate hike is going to be because of all the uncertainty regarding NAFTA negotiations. Those with variable rate mortgages, those with unsecured lines of credit, those with car loans, take note. You're going to be on the hook for more money, and that's because the prime rate is going up. Royal Bank, TD Bank, Bank of Montreal, and CIBC all hiking their prime rate this afternoon to 3.45%. Just off the phone with Robert McLister with Rate Spy. He's one of the top mortgage rate experts in the country.
So most of the big banks are now raising the prime rate to 3.45%. That is the highest prime rate we've seen in about 9 years.
Is this going to put people in trouble? What's your anticipation? I mean, how tight are people when it comes to their mortgage payments, do you think?
Well, you know, it's going to put at least 1 in 6 borrowers in a tougher spot, a much tougher spot. To do that, the approximate number of borrowers who have a very high debt-to-income ratio.
So it's going to make life tougher, Roger, for a lot of people. And do hang on, because I know Christina Howard is working on more regarding this important story coming up.
Definitely some belt tightening going on. And if you don't have a mortgage, but you got a rent, you're not in a good position either right now in this city. Prices surging. How much is a one-bedroom now, Richard?
Would you believe, Roger, the average one-bedroom in Toronto is now above the $2,000 per month mark? Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me, but holy cow.
I know. I mean, it's been tracking higher. Actually, the average rent up 15.4% from 12 months ago. So that makes Toronto home now to the highest rental prices. It used to be Vancouver. Now it's Toronto. And it's hard to find an apartment, even with these prices. Apartment vacancy rates at a 16-year low. Cheapest average apartment, according to this new report, Roger, can be found in Oshawa, where you can get a one-bedroom for $1,000 a month. So I say, let's move to the Schwa and save some money. What do you think?
Yeah, but working downtown, that commute gets a little long after a while. Lamar, our producer, does that. No,
I know, the GO train every day, but that's what you got to do. I mean, a lot of people just priced out of Toronto, be it with mortgages or with rent now.
I guess, it's a sign of a healthy city to a degree, right?
Everyone wants to be downtown. Corporations are opening their offices downtown. It makes life tough for a lot of people.
All right, Bitcoin, other digital currencies. Did you buy one for what was it, peak 30, 40,000? Did you buy one?
I'm glad I didn't. I wish I bought one a few years ago, because I'd still be laughing. Yeah, even if you bought it a year ago, I think you'd still be laughing. But it's a risky investment. Bitcoin down 50% from just like 2 weeks ago from its peak. Dropped below $10,000 US today for the first time since November. Did rebound a little bit. It's right now around 11,200 US, about 13,300 Canadian. The drop, though, precipitated by South Korea's finance minister, who said that country is thinking about a shutdown of cryptocurrency exchanges. Roger, we had Councillor Norm Kelly on here just 2 days ago. He was advocating for the city of Toronto to accept Bitcoin for things like property taxes and for parking tickets. This underscores why that might not be such a good idea, because it can drop so quickly. Yeah, that $3,000 Bitcoin they paid their taxes with is now $1,500. And then the city's in big trouble. That's why retailers don't take it.
No, it's understandable. Now, this is a neat rule. I'm assuming that we're talking about the left-hand turn rule for UPS, right? It's very cool when you read it. Yeah, I have. I've read up on it. It's very neat.
So the rule at UPS is that the drivers don't turn left unless they have to. Right turns only for that courier. And they do this because they save a ton of money, Roger. Waiting for a left turn, you're burning gas. They say there's, an extra 30 seconds added on if you're turning left. It's also more dangerous. 61% uptick in crashes when you're turning left at an intersection. So they say this can not only help UPS, but if you're actually looking to save some money on gas, you might want to consider cutting down on your left turns as well. Interesting food for thought there.
You might need their algorithm, though, when you're getting to get where you want to go. But it is an interesting concept, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you'd have to make a couple right turns, I suppose, to get where you want it to go, but it might work out in the end.
Now we can just get them from stopping in rush hour. That'd be great, too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, McDonald's going green. What does that mean?
So this is actually, I think, a big story. McDonald's committed today to recycling 100% of its waste by 2025. It's a big goal because it's got so many restaurants restaurants around the world.
Wow.
The Golden Arch is switching to, or will switch to, more environmentally friendly packaging. Currently, only half of McDonald's packaging comes from renewable, recycled sources. Only 10% of the restaurants offer recycling, and they're going to get that to 100%. And I was talking to McDonald's Canada today. They say they're very much on board with this effort. Interestingly enough, Roger, McDonald's said this was the #1 request by their customers. Had nothing to do with the food. The customer said, we want more recycling efforts to go on, so they're going to do that.
Well, and the neat thing is when a big company like that starts doing something, it usually doesn't take long for everybody else to catch on, especially if they can prove they're saving money, right?
True. Big knock-on effects coming from that, I'm sure.
All right, this one made me laugh. I'm sorry, guy couldn't get on the plane for British Airways because he didn't want to check. He had no luggage. He didn't want to pay for it, so he wore all his clothes.
Yeah, and he sort of filmed himself at the gate. He said, "I don't want to pay these baggage fees. I'm going to put on everything." Look at him there, Roger. And he's got on 10 shirts and 8 pairs of pants.
He's the Michelin Man.
He is. British Airways said, no, you can't board like that. Although the airline actually said they denied a boarding because he was rude to the staff, not because of the clothing situation. That would be a hot flight. You'd be sweating like crazy.
Oh, can you imagine looking and seeing him walking up to the seat beside you?
Oh, no, thank you. I'll take the next flight. You know, though, Roger, the fact is airlines are profitable again, in part because of the extra fees, like the baggage fees. So that's why they're not too keen on people wearing all their luggage on board.
I got to admit, you know, I've had times when you have too much in the luggage, so you stick it in your pockets, right?
Absolutely.
Out of the luggage.
Or wear 2 jackets, sure.
Why not? All right, Richard, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks. See you tomorrow.